3, 2, 1. Don't screw up. Okay, get your head in frame. Okay. Hello, my darlings, and welcome to my little corner of YouTube land. Today is episode 5 already, and today's episode is going to be about the end of December and the beginning of January. So this is going to be an episode that we're going to do every month at the end/beginning of each month to celebrate what we have finished, and to see what you have finished, to actually look at all the things that you have accomplished, and then to also take a look at what we plan to finish for the following month. I'm getting real freaked out right now because I brought a prop in because none of the animals were cooperating. So I brought a prop in to kind of be my audience, and it's freaking me out because I don't like dolls. And I know I've told you I don't like dolls, and this doll has really realistic looking eyes, and he's looking at me, so I gotta turn around. Just pretend he's not there for right now. You're here now. Okay, so before we get into, let me kick the stand. Before we get into the end of the month, which is actually the end of the year, I'm gonna go through whips and squishy mail first, and then we'll go to finished items after that. I'm trying to talk louder and I feel weird about it. So anyway, I'm gonna try to talk louder and enunciate. You've seen all this before. This is my stockinette version of the 6-row garter repeat, and it is making its way. I really haven't been working on this too much because I've been getting other things ready, but I really like the progression of color this way as opposed to the garter. Sometimes I don't like the ridges of garter stitch. In fact, I really am not a big fan of garter stitch, which is why I'm not sure why I'm such a big fan of those little shawls that I make. But I mean, garter stitch is squishy and yummy and all that, but I just don't think it shows off the colors as well as the little pretty V's of stockinette. Like, I love like this, seeing that row right in there. Doesn't that just make your heart happy? I just love it. And I love that this yarn really doesn't pull, because I'm not a big fan of pull. I think if you plan it, it's cool, but if it's just random, I'm not always a fan. But you'll notice I am not doing any sort of whatchamacallit. I'm not doing any sort of garter or moss or anything on the outer sides, as you usually have to do, because stockinette will curl. And that's because I know with the shawl I don't need to, because of the construction. It'll block fine and it won't curl. I might do some garter at the beginning and at the end, but for the sides I don't, because of how it's constructed. You don't need it. There's enough construction that this will block out. And this is so tight, it's already fine. So anyway, that's how far I've got with this. What is this? Tina's Twisted Fiber in the Cashmere Sock Blend in the colorway Harlot. I've never even seen that before. This is like just what I've been working on since I finished everything. And then, oh, do I have a surprise? I might have a surprise, but we're not there yet. That's Molly Whip because I'm going to start everything today for January. So we have one squishy mail, and this got lost for like 2 weeks, and it was only traveling 4 hours. It was within my state, 4 hours southwest of me. This is from Fiber Seed. Am I showing that? Fiber Seed. And they're pretty cool. I have to say, again, I think I found them on the wool, what is it? Virtue Wool Fiber Festival that I keep talking about. This is really cool because they have this whole thing about, look at all this info they send you. Can you see it? Oh my goodness. I can't even show paper. Seriously. It doesn't want to. Okay. It gives you email, phone number, where to go for returns, about your wool, superwash, hand dyed, care instructions. This yarn is American made with American grown wool. And then they have their website. So I really like this. I really do. And now I'm thinking that Mourning Dew Studio is going to have to do something similar. Look how pretty it's packaged. Look at that. Now I got this because oh my god. You have to smell it first, right? You have to smell it first right out of the box. The first thing you have to do with new yarn is smell it. I got this because look at that nice rainbow. There is a like I said, when I am buying from an indie dyer that I have not bought from before, I like to have something that I can do with their yarn. Usually I'll get a fingering. If they have colors I like, I'll buy a fingering skein and make, my little garter shawls. But they had this. And I don't know if this is, if it has a name. This is called Sprout DK, and I know they also had it. The pattern can be worked in, guys, I didn't write down the name of the pattern. Hold on, it's in my queue. It's like the very first one in my queue. Where's my queue? No, that's my stash. Hold on. What did I do? Go back. Okay, hang on. Queue. Okay, hang on. It's called, here it is, number 1. Depth by Talitha Kuomi. Oh my god, I hope I'm saying that right. It is a cowl, and you can use it in the Fiber Seed Sprout. Okay, so I think it's in the Sprout. Sprout Sock, Sprout Worsted, Sprout DK. and it's really, really cute. And it's a planned pooling. So let me see if you can see this. If I take my face out, will you focus? Okay, so that's a planned pooling. Okay, so it works in worsted DK and fingering. So I saw that and I was really intrigued, and I was like, even though I just said I don't like pulling, I like planned pulling if it's cool. And also these are, I know you can see, neon. I don't dye neons because obviously we're in mourning, so we dye black and dark colors. So if I do pick up any yarns anymore, it's something I either won't do or can't do, but that I want to try. So this is pretty, I think this is pretty neat. There's a bit of white in between. It looks like they speckled the color. Maybe because that purple is way more speckled than the pink and the orange. Can you see how that is like? I'm trying to hide my face, which won't let you. It just doesn't want to, does it? It's like, I hate you. I hate you. So it's kind of, and there's a kind of bit of a lot more white in there, and that, I don't know, it seems like the purple isn't as prevalent as the other colors. No, maybe it is. Maybe it's just because I love purple, I want there to be more purple. That's a big white spot. But anyway, I wanted to try this out, and that is a paid pattern. I think that pattern is $7, which is pretty typical. I might be wrong. I'll link it down below because I totally forgot to even look at it beforehand. So anyway, I wanted to see how that would yeah, like cool, right? So I'm gonna see how that works up, and I'm always like, how can I got this out? But because I don't use, and for sure I'm never going to dye neons. Just like self-striping socks, I'll never do those either. I'll never do neons. I definitely will never do neon self-striping socks, which I'm still waiting for because what's today? Wednesday, Thursday. So this is going to come out Friday, so it will be New Year's Day that you're seeing this. So that's when she said she was gonna do that self-striping yarn that I've been waiting like all year for. So hopefully we'll have that coming. I'm not expecting a lot of squishy mail from now on, unless they continue with the virtual festivals, but even there I'm pretty much through everybody that has been on there, because like all year I watched every single one, so I'm pretty much kind of out of all that, and I'm really wanting to focus on my own dyeing projects. So typically if I buy yarn now, it's because I want to learn that it, like, see how it is, open it up. Like if they don't have pictures of it open up, then I have to buy it to see. But my spending has really slowed down since I have like 10 pounds of yarn in my living room or in my kitchen to be done because I'm insane. Anyway, so that's WIP's Squishy Mail. So we're going to start with what we finished for December. Okay, first of all, what? There we go. Hi. Okay, hi. We finished 2 dog sweaters. Here's one you're not even gonna get to see. Were these even finished? I don't even think these were finished. Did I tell you I ended up doing 2 more because I have more time. I had an extra week and I had nothing to do, so we've done 2 dog sweaters, this one and this one. I'm not going to link to anything because I've already linked it, and I might just link you to my project page and you can go see what you want to look at. So here is, I love that I'm so proud of the things I make that are black and you can't even see. Then I finished, like it's we. You were all here and you helped. 3 tops, our Ocean Heather, our SSK Yarner Kaleidoscope, and, oh, you haven't seen this one. This is the black one that you can't see. That still cracks me up. So that's 3, 4, 5. Are you kidding me? I'm missing a project. I'm missing a project. Hang on. Okay. So we also finished a hat. So that's, when I say 5, 6, our finished Midas hat. In the discontinued Cloudborne Splash. And we also finished a shawl, Lemon Tea Time shawl in Gems Lux fibers. Remember this pretty thing? So, scarf, hat, 2 dog sweaters, and 3 tops. That's all for the month of December. 7 projects in a month. I think that's like pretty significant, and that should be celebrated, and you know, should be happy that I finished all of those and feel some sense of accomplishment that I finished 7 items in 30 days. But that's really why this is the difference of that this year has made in my planning and everything, that I can come to the end of the month and go, oh my gosh, look at how much I did. Look at what I did. Look at what I have now. Look at what I did. I think it's a big deal. So I also wanted to show you for the challenge on Ravelry, how it says, here we go, 2020 project challenge. So I plan to complete 24 projects, but I actually completed 50. That's 208%. 208%. Because I'm an overachiever, you know, and I had to have straight A's and everything. So 208% just makes me so happy. It's a lot of things I finished. A lot of things. Okay, so. Oh my God, 2020 is over. Isn't that like insane? We made it. We made it. Lots of people didn't. That makes me sad, but I don't want to think about that right now. So let's talk about January, because what I also like to do is what I'm going to do this year that I did not do last year. Don't know where this thread is coming from. This donut is seen better days. Okay. What I didn't do last year that I'm planning on doing this year is every month I want to keep track of what, like I want to have a basket of for the month. Okay. So I'm going to talk about what we're doing this month. Because I showed you my January thing. But anyway, what we have first is, let's put these here. We're doing our Maleficent brioche, all about that brioche in my Maleficent colorway. So I have these ready to go. I'm going to actually cast these on today after I'm done filming. Oh, these are, this is one of my free patterns on Ravelry. Let me show you one that's actually full, because that's not a full. Plus one that's not black, so it'll show up. I crochet these little cozies. You start with a circle, and then you do some work in the third loop of an HDC, and it's a written out, downloadable, free pattern on Ravelry. I'll link it for you, because what I just did, it's not in there, hold on. Oh my god, it has to be. Oh, here it is, my dogs would take away my cakes. They would. I think every animal in this house likes yarn. My cat especially, but these were made before my cat got here. So I have my one dog, Deckard. He is a big boy, and he got a hold of my some alpaca silk lace weight yarn, and just all over the place. And so I made these, so if they got a hold of it, it would stay in cake form. And then these go in my bags. And I do the center pull, and it goes, then you just use it the whole time. Now, if I'm going to do both, if I have to use both ends, then I put it in a wooden yarn bowl, and I put it upside down, so the center pull comes out the bottom, and then will come out one of your yarn bowl things, you know, because they've got the things, and then the one that comes around the outside, I just pull from the top, and that won't tangle. Or what I do, and what I'm telling you about this pattern because I am releasing a mini version that will hold 50 grams. These are 30 grams. So this will actually hold 50 grams. So if you do socks, you can do two. If you want to split your socks, you can do two little ones. But aren't they cute? Aren't they like, they're so cute. Anyway, that's free. Most of my patterns are free. I only have one pattern that's not free, and that's because I put a video to go along with it, and it's only like $1.99 or something. Anyway, I don't need this either. So anyway, if you're wondering what these are, because you see them all the time, that's what they are. Because I hate when my thing comes unraveled, and I hate if it comes unraveled and you're working from the center, then you have to re-ravel from the other side, and then that becomes the inside, and then you're working from the outside, and I don't like that. So number one project, January, Maleficent Brioche, number one. Then one of my goals, we're going to dye one skein each. We're going to do one dye project each. I can't say one skein because there are two skeins. One of them's like 10 minis. So each month we're doing a dye project. So this is going to be half and half, black and green, because those are my favorite colors, and it's January. And I decided that for these ones that I've got like 5, I think, they're going to be on the same base because it's pretty much I'm going to do different dye patterns on them. So I wanted to be able to see how they work up differently, how they work up and what the differences are when they work up. So I decided, in order to keep as many unknowns out of the equation, I would use the same base for all of them, and I decided that that base is going to be platinum sock from Wool to Dye For, which is 462 yards. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This is what I dye my swatches on. Now, I haven't shown you my swatches yet, but I was thinking maybe the next video I would show you my swatches and show you how I do that. At any rate, whenever I dye this, I'll probably do that. I'll probably come back and show you the dye, or maybe I'll make it a separate video depending on when I want to cast on. So you can see, and then I'll explain to you how I did. I'll tell you everything about it, the depth, the shade, and everything. Because that's something I also want to show everybody in case you want to learn how to dye your own yarn, because it's super easy. So that's our second project. Remember, we're doing 2 projects each month. One's going to be a big one, and the other one's going to be a dyed project. Now, let's do this first. After that, I'm going to do, this is Cascade 220. These will be matching top and sweater for me and Lola, because I love this green. So that's going to be, I know for sure we can do one of those in between that. And then my last one, I had one of my goals for 2021 was to, I don't even have it written down. I think I did at my other one. This is bulky for Lola. I wanted to make some bulky sweaters for her because I only make hers in worsted, and even though I hate bulky, so I might not finish I'm not sure this is going to be actually a finished object. This might not get finished because I hate bulky yarn, like with a passion. I dislike it immensely. I know a lot of people like it because it works up fast and whatever, but if you're a loose knitter, like I am notoriously loose knitter, I can never get the correct gauge on bulky, and it always looks too loose for me. It always looks like my stitches are too loose, and this is just gonna drive me freaking crazy right now. So I don't think I've made anything and worn that was bulky. Oh, one thing, but it was like a super bulky, and it was the Brianna Homecoming cowl thing from Outlander. That was garter, and I did that pretty tightly. So I think because I think the pattern I used called for bulky, but I used a super bulky and then used the needles for the bulky. And since it was garter, you can really get tight on garter. And I think it was a single ply. So I think all of those things work together, but I haven't worn it because I ended up not liking the color. So I have an acrylic one that I would wear, but I don't wear acrylic anymore because it makes me too hot and sweaty. So that one wasn't bulky, I don't think. But anyway, I digress. I just can't get a nice tight weave because I like a tight weave when I do stuff. So my bulky always seems too loose. So I don't know, I got this color, it's called Ice, and it is a real cream color. I mean, not that I thought that they were going to get wool completely white. This is just totally washing out. It's a really nice cream color. It's like, yeah, it's completely undyed. Because I wanted to give her a little bit of like camouflage going out in the snow, and this is not at all. But who cares? I don't let her go out by herself anyway. I go out with her anyway. Because we have hawks, and we lost like 3 birch trees a couple years ago, and now like they see her when they're flying around. So I don't let her be out by herself ever. So anyway, that's all I have planned for this box. There's plenty of room for more in here, but because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 projects. So I was thinking if I finish all of those, which I mean, I also still have my shawl whip. My Harlot shawl is still a whip. Here's my winter stuff. So, do you remember I showed you this last time? This is winter, so we're still in January here. So, we're right here. Maleficent Brioche, and we're going to do... I can't read that. Fingering. Fingering weight. Half black, half green. I was going to go burgundy, but I decided to go green because it's January. December. Okay. Lola Bulky. Does that say Lola Bulky? Lola's Bulky Shawl. Green top. I was going to do light green top, but I think it's a DK weight, so we decided to chuck that for now. So green top. And then I have arm warmers because they've been on this list like for 6 months, and I still haven't made a pair because that's what I wanted. I'm trying to find something to do with single DK skeins. And my last single DK skein, I made a hat, and I'm like, this is stupid because I either like the fingering weight hats or I like big, bulky, warm hats. The DK hat is not going to do it for me. So I'm thinking arm warmers would be good for those, but I just cannot make myself sit down and do arm warmers at all. I don't know what my problem is. And I was just going to do them in a like simple rib, like a 2x2 rib, and then, cause my arms are pretty, like if I swatch and can cover here, it can be that big all the way here. Like I don't think it's that huge of a difference. Like I'm not gonna do a thumb hole. No, I am gonna do a thumb hole, but not an increased thumb hole. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start here and do 2x2 ribbing, and then when I get here where my thumb is, like for this part, maybe this part, I don't know. I was gonna I wasn't gonna do the buttonhole thing. I was just gonna stop and work those in rows until I have a hole for my thumb, and then I was gonna go back and work them in the round. That's my plan, because then you don't have to do anything and it's not fiddly. And then I can make a nice edge for that. And then that way it doesn't stick out if you don't want to use, and plus it'll be longer, so I can, if I don't want to use it, I can fold it over if I wanted to, but I also want to be able to fold over this end too if I want to. So I just figured tube would be way more, like I can scrunch it down. If I didn't want it all the way up here, I could scrunch it down. I thought a tube would just be like a one size tube would be more versatile for wear, because I do have the mitts where you go up here and you make the thumb and it's all pretty, but I didn't want that in the DK. I wanted something that I could just kind of easy and mindless, that would have two ends to weave in, the beginning and the end, because that's how I like to do things. So we might get arm warmers this month. I'm not sure. But that's my point, is I want you to be able to have an idea of, if you have time, like this December we saw, I had a whole week and a half of nothing to do. So I got 2 more projects done. So you can do more than you think you can, I think, if you plan, and if you have things where, like I already knew, in that 2-week time, it takes me 12 hours to make a dog sweater. It takes me 4 full days, so that's 4 full days, so that's 4 sessions. No, 4 days. It's 8 sessions. Because my days are broken up into 2. So if I work on it for 4 days straight, I can get all that done. So I knew of nothing else to work on, because that shawl is nighttime work that I don't count. I don't count that my 3rd projects don't get counted into my time, into my work time. And I got new planners for the year, which is hilarious, because okay, you see what happened. Here's my one from last year. Okay, my little one was the monthly, so now this year my little one is the weekly. So they've totally been inverted. So I don't know how I'm going to reach for the right one at all. It's going to take some getting used to. But I was just going to go with the monthly planner this time. Because towards the end of the year, I stopped keeping track of my days. And for some reason, I think that interfered with my productivity. So I thought, even if I don't have it, God, this is so much thicker too. Weird. Even if I don't, see, this is going to be harder to, I hate when they do this. It was working fine before. Because now I'm going to have to split these into 2 when it was easier, because I had more space. So I'll try to do that. If you need to schedule your time, I do recommend the weekly planners, because then you know what days you're free. Unless you use it on your phone, but I like to write things. So you can even schedule in things but I do most scheduling on my monthly. Like my monthly, I've already started. for January. I've already penciled in. Pencil. Maleficent brioche. Green sweater, green top, dyed shawl. Lola bulky. Harlot shawl. That's my current whip. So I already have those there, ready to go. So this is probably what I use the most. And then the weekly is just to keep me on track, help me schedule my time. I'm trying to think. Oh, and I also might start the Zephyr sweater, but I'm not sure because it's January. Do I want to start a sweater right now at the end of January, or do I want to start like in the fall when I'm more getting excited about the cold weather coming? Because I mean, I don't go anywhere, and I'm probably not going to go anywhere for the rest of the winter. So if I've managed to not leave my house, I'm probably going to continue to not leave my house until I'm able to get the COVID vaccine. So that I'm assuming is going to be sometime maybe in the summer before they get to me after everybody else. So I'm not sure I'm going to need another sweater. I mean, would I still be wearing it in like March, January, February, March? Would I still be wearing it? I guess anything's possible. So I might start it. I try to go with what I'm excited to do. If I'm excited to start the Zephyr, which I think is beautiful, and I really, really, really want to start it, but I don't know why I won't. Oh, I also have backups of the night shift. Remember that's the night shift. And I was considering possibly doing it in all that Malabrigo. Still not sure about it. I'm still not sure I want to waste Malabrigo on a shawl. I think that's my hesitation. Because I kind of do want to make them into like a sweater, but I don't know, because that Malabrigo as tops pilled terribly, and I did not expect Malabrigo to pill. For how expensive that is, I did not expect it to pill. So I'm thinking it might just be a shawl. It might just. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, we do have some, but I don't see anything not working. I know the Maleficent brioche is going to work because I've already done a million of those. I know it'll work. So the only thing we might have to replace is the Lola's bulky top. But I did just take her measurements yesterday, and then I found the pattern, her worsted weight pattern with the notes. So I have all my gauge from her first for her sweaters and all that. So I don't see a problem. I just gotta figure out what gauge I'm gonna end up with the bulky, and it'll be way smaller than they tell you to. I can tell you that. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm trying to figure out if I have a plan for next week's episode, but I'm pretty sure episode 6, yeah, that one's left blank. So I wasn't sure if you wanted to know about dyeing, or because I'm probably not going to dye that one next week. I don't see myself dyeing it immediately, although I probably should dye the skein the first week of the month so I can at least have it to go. Maybe that'll be in my plan. Will be the first week of the month will be to dye the skein and then have it ready to go as my secondary project. Though it won't take it's going to take half as long as the brioche because it's half a brioche. Anyway, I was also thinking of doing a show on blocking techniques, because I always see that question everywhere. How to block, why to block, what's the best way to block, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm one of those people that blocks every single thing. If it can be blocked, I'm going to block it. The only thing I never blocked were toys. And I don't understand when people say I never block, because if you've washed an item, you've blocked it. So I like just imagine people walking around never washing their items and going, I never block. And I'm like, oh, you probably have. And you just didn't know it. So I'm thinking of doing something on there. But I don't know, because all of my 9 whole subscribers should probably leave me some comments and tell me what you want to talk about. And, you know, if you guys want to get in on this stash thing, come find me on Facebook and join my group, and we can share pictures and we can help destash and we can help figure out what we're going to do. And if you get stuck, we can help. And so come join me. I'm lonely. Anyway, guys, this is the doll that was creeping me out earlier because his eyes. They're so lifelike when they stare at you, and he's got the force hand, and it's scary. Anyway, no spoilers, but did you watch the finale? 'Cause holy cow, that was amazing. I think it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen on TV. Did I already say this? Did I already tell you I thought it was the most amazing thing I ever saw on TV? I was so excited. But now, what are they going to do? What are they going to do next? I don't know. But anyway, I think I already talked about it, but I'm so excited. Cobra Kai, right? Friday the 1st, right? I think Cobra Kai's coming out. 3rd season, Cobra Kai. You just tell me you watch Cobra Kai. You have to watch Cobra Kai. I think it's hilarious. Because I don't know why when I was little, I was all like, oh, those guys are bad news, and poor Daniel and Elizabeth Shue, whatever her name was, right? But then when you're an adult, you're like, God, I'm with the bad dudes all the way this time. Well, probably not what is it? Hit first. What is it? No Mercy, right? I forget. It's been so long since I watched it. I can't remember. Because I'm trying to think of where they left off. I know that one kid's in the hospital and then the dude took over. I don't even know what Johnny's doing. Who knows what Johnny's doing? I'm super excited, though. I'm super excited for that to come back. Because I waited forever to watch that because it was on YouTube for a while, and then I was waiting for it to get to Netflix. So creepy. Isn't he creepy? He's this little creepy baby that just follows you around with those eyes. No, he's my favorite, but he doesn't live in my bedroom. Because I don't like dolls. I don't know what my problem is. Anyway. What are you watching? Tell me what you're watching, because I don't even know if stuff's coming back or not. Because my favorite show is over forever, so now I don't know what to do with myself. Any more shows to watch? Anyway, 50 minutes. That's enough time, right? We can be done at 50 minutes. I think so. I will have a couple of squishy mail things if they get here, but one of them is already lost. It was supposed to be here Monday, and it's already lost. I think it was Monday. Yeah, Monday, and it's lost. Everything's always lost. But hopefully in a few weeks the post office can get back to normal and we can have our normal our normal terrible shipping times, but at least things won't be lost for 2 weeks. I've never had a package go lost for 2 weeks before. I was convinced it was never going to get here. Anyway, it'd be really cool if some of you would interact and comment and stuff and let me know what you're working on, what your goals are, what you're planning, what you're doing. Still give me ideas for what you want to see. Yeah, come on. Let's do stuff. Cause yeah, everyone's like busy doing that that new knit along that I didn't want to do. The what is it? The new Stephen West one. It looked really pretty, but it was so huge, and I was like, oh my god, I can't take that on right now when I've got January stuff to start on and trying to get all my stuff. So come connect, talk to me. I'm bored. Okay, I'm gonna sign off, guys. So happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy whatever it is that you're doing. Make your art, show it to the world. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.